As an academy owner, you work hard to build trust with your students, their parents, and your community. But trust isn't something you claim, it's something you prove and earn. That's where Academy Safe comes in. We help academies like yours stand out with verified safety standards. Background checks for all staff, U.S. Center for Safe Sports certification, concussion training, defibrillators on site, CPR, first aid and AED certification, security cameras, rank and lineage checks, and verification of business insurance. Join the trusted martial arts registry that's redefining safety throughout North America. Lead by example. Show parents you're accredited with Academy Safe.
Let's go.
Hello, and welcome to My Empty Hands, a podcast about the martial arts, typically focused on Kempo, but we give love to all the martial arts around here. As usual, I am Reggie Darden, and I'm excited to talk some Capoeira today. I've got another wonderful guest, Contramestre Espirito, and yeah, we're going to get into his Capoeira journey and his Capoeira story and whatever other rat holes that we get onto. I usually start things off by just giving a little bit of my background. So I currently train in multiple martial arts at this point, American Kempo, Capoeira, Hapkido, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and Muay Thai. I also have some experience in Taekwondo and did a little boxing as well. So like I always say that keeps me busy, but I can't say no when it gets time to come and train in some other things. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So yeah, we're gonna turn it over to our guest here, and I'm gonna kind of I say this in my episodes, and I've kind of stole it from you a little bit, but how did Capoeira find you? Where did it all start? And well, actually, before we get into that, so since my followers, my listeners, viewers are a little bit less familiar with Capoeira and kind of some of the things that we do here, one of the things is that we have apelidos, nicknames. So let's start with your nickname. What does it mean, and how did you get it, and then we'll go into your origin story from there.
All right. Hello, guys. So my nickname. When I started Capoeira, I was the youngest of the group. I was the only black kid in the group. And I like to jump because I came from a gymnastic background. And I did, before gymnastics, I did a lot of, stunts, jumping over fences and jumping off little barns and just kind of doing free running parkour before it was free running parkour. You know how kids were in our days, just playing outside and just, and mimicking all the other martial artists, Hollywood artists, like Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, Van Damme, and so I love to just to play around. And then in Capoeira, I was the youngest and the only black kid in the group. So my teacher, he wasn't Brazilian. He was a Dutch guy, but I thought he was a Brazilian because he had really the Brazilian mannerisms. And it took me I don't know a year to figure out that he wasn't even Brazilian, but just a Dutch guy. So yeah, and then but he saw me playing, and he was like, just jokingly, he gave me the name Feijão. For those who doesn't know what feijão is means bean, or feijão preto, black bean. And in the time, I was like 13, 12, 13. And I was like, oh, for sure, this sounds cool, you know, and black bean. But in hindsight, it's kind of racist, man.
Oh yeah, well,
Yeah.
my name is similar, and we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah. But I was young. I was like, whatever. And Feijão, you know, it sounded cool. And it wasn't really official because I didn't have the batizado. It was just, he just gave to me in class. And yeah, he just called me, hey, Feijão. And I just responded to it. So it was Feijão. Then with several years passed, he left the group and gave me and another student, I was quite young, the assignment to lead the group. I was like, I can't lead the group because I'm really young. I was maybe at the time 16, 17, and I had to lead. So I did with another student, but luckily, fortunately, another mastery, a real mastery, came from Amsterdam to my hometown to teach capoeira, and I was like, yes. So I'm now able to train again, and to train with him. A couple of weeks, couple of months later passed, and I asked him because, okay, so can we do a clean slate? I wasn't baptized with my name Feijão, and I outgrew the name a little bit, and I started to figure out why my former teacher gave me the name. I was like, man, this is not me. And at the time, I was really busy with finding myself and going a little bit on the spiritual path. So I did a lot of meditating and those kind of things. And then he called me Espirito, and I was like, cool. Didn't know what it means. So what's Espirito? So and he explained to me, Espirito has many. It's a strong word in capoeira, but also in Portuguese as well. It has a lot of meanings, deep meanings. Yes, it's spirit, but it's more than that. If I see you playing, it's like, that was his words. Sometimes you play and you're not there because your whole body, your body is just moving around, but your physical presence, you're playing with your soul. Your physical presence is just there, but your physical soul is really out there, and people feel it, see it. And I was like, damn, that's kind of deep.
Yeah,
I
like that. I like that.
Yeah. And then, okay, Espiritu. So and you know, if you get your name, you start to act like it a bit, you know, through the years, and you start to get older, and you start to act like your name. So I really acted like my name, Espiritus. People really know me as Espiritu. So the whole Feijão was like, boom, gone. And people knew me as, oh yes, Espiritu. And then a couple of years later, I had some issues, private issues, and I had some things to overcome. And then he came to me, the same mastery, really random. Espiritu, vem cá por favor, come. So I came to him. From now on, you are Espiritu Forte, strong spirit. I was like, damn, okay, cool. I was like, why? So explain, you know, you overcome your inner demons, and you're still doing capoeira, you're still here. And for someone with your age, you're quite mature. And that's why he gave me the Forte. It's Espiritu Forte. So a lot of people just call me Espiritu, but my full name is Espiritu Forte. But my students call me or Espiritu, or just short for S, just S. Yo, S. I'm good with it, you know. But my full name is Espiritu Forte, and nowadays, being many years later, I still carry this name with pride. Me and my former master, we separated, so I have a new mastery, but that's for later on. People know me as Espiritu, and when they see me, especially back in the day, Yeah, people knew me from jumping around, doing all this kind of crazy stuff, backflips, and sometimes people come after, come to me after the game. It's, how did you do that? How did you do that? The movement. I was like, what movement? Yeah, they tried to explain it to me, to try to mimic the movement, but I was like, I think, and another friend of mine, he was like, Espirito, listen, you're a really sensible guy, emotionally, but also you have an antenna. And it's true. I'm really sensitive for energy. So if the energy is good and right and it's there, I can do whatever I want to do. If the energy is a little bit more, and then I'd be more careful. And he was like, you're an antenna. You're picking up signals from people, and your body is responding to that. So that's why Espiritu. That's why sometimes you do movements in the during a game you're not even aware of because your body's moving you. And that's okay. And I think that's how Espiritu came to be. And nowadays, I'm not jumping anymore. I cannot. I must not because of my arthritis. And another thing I had to overcome. But now I'm in a different phase, doing the podcasts, getting knowledge, listen to stories, but also listen more to my body and more the thing that I have, the condition that I have. I thought it was a weakness, but now I'm turning it to a strength, a power. Yes, I cannot kick high enough anymore, or my kicks are not that fast enough. I can't do the somersaults, but that's not what capoeira is about. So I put all my energy in teaching and in music and leading the rodas, giving the energy and feeding off the people's energy. When I'm outside, I'm feeding off the energy around me. And try to combine that and do something different, because you have to adapt. You have to do something different. When your body is changing, you have to do something different. So that's why I'm focused more on that part now, instead of just doing flashy stuff. I just come to a class or come to an event and do my thing and just give my energy and my spiritual energy. So there you have it, Espiritu.
I love that. I love that. I love that. There are so many things that come up. One, definitely the thing with listening to your body and
Yeah.
and altering kind of the way you do things and is crucial and key. I have some injuries myself, and not that I was doing a lot of flashy things or anything like that before, but I mean I injured my knee, and so now I can't really do stuff.
Negativas.
Yeah. Negativas are out, and I've got a little issue with my elbow as well, and so I really. I have kind of like a limited number of AUs that I do. It's like if I go to a class or a seminar or something, and it's like, okay, I got five AUs and that's it. No more after that. So I got to be careful. But I love that. And then as far as the games and such, when you're starting out in capoeira, you get excited by the head spins and the flips and all that sort of thing. Yeah. But then as you get some more time, you start picking up on the different nuances and the other little things. And I've been it'll actually next year will be 20 years in capoeira for me, and I still to this day say the most amazing game that I've ever seen was between Mestre Accordion and Mestre Urubu in California, and in the whole game, neither one of them did a flip, did a kick, did but just the way they moved and the way they connected with each other, it is still the most beautiful game I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of games with a lot of very impressive professors and mestres and everything in between. But still, that game still just sings in my mind and lives rent free in my mind. So I love that.
It's about connection, the connection part, because you can show off the crazy stuff, and that's impressive. Believe me, I've seen crazy stuff. I did crazy stuff, but that's not what Capoeira is about. It's about connection. And like you said, if you see two masters with a lot of backgrounds or different backgrounds, but a lot of baggage play together, I'm not gonna interrupt. I just take my bucket of popcorn and say, sit back and enjoy the show, because who the F am I just to interrupt their game? No. I'm just sit back and relaxed and just watch carefully how they interact with each other, how to intertwine with each other. They have the connection, the question and answering. To me, that's Capoeira. When I teach Capoeira, I like to have the connection. I always say to my students, okay, let's play close towards each other, because then you have to be creative. If someone stand over here and otherwise stand over here and I just do flashy things, there's too much of a gap. So you're not aligned with each other. So there's just like empty energy in between the players. But you have to like magnets, boom. So I'm going to do Armada. So you have different choices. What you're going to do? Are you going to take me out? Are you going to escape with the beautiful au or negative whatsoever? So now you have to react. But if you just one or the other side just do armadas, to me that's not capoeira. It's just two people like doing solos together, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to have capoeira like this, intertwined together and challenge each other. I like to have a conversation. But I don't like to yell. This is yelling, you know? No. Here. Together. Conversation. Bam, bam. That's how. And I was, especially in my beginning years, I was here, and the other person was here, and the other person want to, seek me out, but I was drifting away and trying to do my own thing. Try to do my own thing, because I was it was ego, especially in my beginning years, like 3 years in capoeira. Just came from gymnastics and just, can I do the back flips? Yeah, I could do backflip in the hard. Just focus on that, and I was more playing in the air than
yeah.
And then I got a fucking clean rasteira. And I was infuriated, because in my head, man, I was doing flashy stuff and you give me a rasteira, blah, blah. But no, man, she was right. She was like, just get down here and play instead of just doing flashy stuff because you want, attention. No, it's not about that.
No, I love the way that you put it. It oh my goodness, it triggers so many different thoughts and memories of different situations. I know now when I play, there's a lot of times I have to kind of do this, come here, come to me, 'cause people are starting to veer away to the edges of the roda, and it's
because sometimes the roda is too big. Because sometimes the roda is too big.
Mm-hmm.
And in my class, I like to have the roda a little bit smaller, so you have to interact with each other,
Exactly.
And to play with the fact that to adapt. Sometimes I kind of close the roda, close, and they have to play like this and low. And sometimes we take off our cordas and just span the cordas across each other. You're going to hold the cordas, so that's the kind of the barrier, the roof, the laser. So you have to play underneath the cordas, and when you touch the corda, you're out. The next guy come in. So you learn how to adapt. You learn how to play low and to be to watch your opponent and to be keen and sharp. I like those kind of challenges and games in capoeira.
Exactly. Yeah, I love that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's so many, so many avenues to go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of double back here a little bit to. I mentioned so we were talking about your apellido and with my apellido. So I went. I don't know, I guess probably about 4 years into my training before I actually got a name. And then in the span, I don't know, I guess probably 3 or 4 months, I think I got like 4 of them.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, well, I mean, you know, kind of feast or famine sort of situation.
Yeah.
And, but none of them... Thankfully, none of them really stuck. I mean, I got, I guess every name they're depending on who's giving you the name. You know, some people get a name where it fits their description. You know, what they look like or how they play or their profession or something like that. And many of the early names that I got, I felt were kind of generic. I mean, I had Gato Preto for a while.
Oh, yeah,
I had Urso Preto, and it was like
it's too on the nose.
Yeah, it's fine, but it's I don't know. It doesn't. It just I want a little bit more. You know, there's plenty of Gato Pretos and Urso Pretos and stuff like that out there, and it's like wanted something a little bit more unique. And and then a lot of time I was playing a lot of Mestre Suasuna's music, and I was playing that song, and so, you know, nego 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 nego, and I was like, I really like this song. It just like really gets me hyped up. And we were kind of sitting around after class one day, and my instructor's like, we're gonna call you Negao. And it's like. Okay. It's like, yeah, Negao. Like, okay. And so as we were kind of describing before, that name, I guess, depending on who you ask, could have kind of a negative connotation. And but essentially, it's a big black guy, and you know, I don't know why I would be named that, but you know, that kind of was floating around, and so I had these different names kind of floating around, and finally, one of the mestres. I was like, hey, nigga, like, come over here. And it was like, okay, that's the one that's sticking. And I was happy with that, because I've only run into one other negao in all my training. So
well,
so I think that's I think that works out in the unique factor, but I like that.
But did you ask why negao? Did you ask?
I think it was mainly because of the kind of, I mean, one, just kind of look at me.
Obviously.
I'm a big guy, or like I like to say, I'm a jolly guy. So, but it was just that song. I mean, luckily it was a CD, and it couldn't wear out, because I played that song like so many times. It was crazy. But I just kept kind of going on about this song, and it was just like, oh, okay, well, let's just call you Negao, and it kind of stuck from there. And I was like, okay, I like that. And now that I've got the mestre calling me that, then I was like, that's it.
Okay,
so.
that's it. Yeah, okay. That's a validation. Let's go.
Yeah. So I like it, and I've stuck with it all these years, and we'll just keep rocking and rolling with that. So I like that.
Nice.
So let's get back to your origin story. So where did Capoeira find you? How did you get started?
Well, I came from a martial arts background. I also did martial arts and some gymnastics. And like I said before, uh, playing outside, doing crazy stuff with friends, and watching action flicks and martial arts and kung fu films, and just doing crazy stuff. And my uncle, he also was the one that introduced me to martial arts in the first place. He was trained by a Chinese dude in back in the Caribbean, and well, I'm his only nephew. He was like, "All right, cool, finally a boy, so I'm gonna train him." So he introduced me with Bruce Lee and those kind of things, and so I did martial arts and gymnastics, but I always had an idea. All right, but I can do more. There's something missing. There's something missing. Until I saw the film Only the Strong, and I told it with I told the story to Amen as well, Mestre Amen. But it was a friend of mine. He rushed to my house. He said, "Yo, I have a VHS tape." So for those who doesn't know what a VHS tape is, it's like a big black tape you can record things on back in the old days. All the youngsters out there. So a VHS tape with the film Only the Strong, and it was like a bit of poor quality. It was a bit of pirating, I guess. He copied from another tape. I don't know how, but it was but it was a bad quality. But you could still see what the premise was, and we watched it at his place, and he was like, "Yo, you have to do this, man." Yeah, but I don't know what it is. And I was young. I didn't know what it was. The only thing that I could remember was the song Paranauê, and doing the crazy
Oh yeah.
thing, and the kick. But I was already a fan of the head actor, the main actor, Mark Dacascos, because I've seen other films of his, and then I saw this. I said, "Wow, fat, cool, nice." And then some years later, I love video games, and there was a fighting game, Tekken.
Oh yes.
And you had Mortal Kombat, you had Tekken, Street Fighter, but I was more like a Tekken guy, and I wasn't a Mortal Kombat guy or a Street Fighter guy. I was a Tekken guy. I had all the Tekken series. I still, to this day, sometimes play Tekken now with my kids. They
Nice.
beat my ass now. Except for one character, I still beat them. But Tekken, and I followed the franchise. I first Tekken, Tekken 2, and then came Tekken 3. And then there was a character in yellow, green pants with a tank top called Eddie Gordo. And he did some stuff, and I was like, what the F is that? And then I started to have a little bit of connection. Hey, I have seen this before. But I didn't know what it was. So then I bought a Tekken 3 guideline. There is a book with a lot of combos and character backstories of those characters from the game. I specifically bought this book because I wanted to know what kind of martial arts was Eddie doing. So I bought the book, Tekken 3, and I just skipped through Eddie, and then I saw the word Capoeira. But I couldn't I couldn't spell it. I was like, okay, what is this? Capoeira. I don't know. Okay, all right. So I studied the whole book, so I got really good at it. And then I think maybe a half year later, I get a phone call from my uncle, the same uncle. So he was like, Bernardo, I came across a sport, and I think you would like it. I don't know what it is, but people are standing on their hands, they're doing kicks, and it was like an article in the newspaper. It's like an advertisement in the newspaper. So I think you have to go, man. So I went there with my mom, and the first thing that I saw when I walked beside the window, and I saw the Dutch guy. I thought it was Brazilian, so doing the things. But the first thing I started to notice was the berimbau. When I came in, I heard the berimbau, and then I've seen this before. Oh, it's from the film, because in the film they had the berimbau as well with a lot of finchinhas on it. I think it was a blue berimbau, and he played it, and I said to my mom, I want that. I didn't even know what it was. It wasn't even the capoeira part. I saw the instrument, I was so mesmerized by the berimbau. I was like, I want that. I want that instrument. And then and he was like, the guy was like, yeah, you're too old for the kids. You have to come to the adult class, So that was the youngest, but because I had a little bit more potential and I was too old for the kids, so come to the adult class, and yeah, man. That's how capoeira find me, man.
Very nice. Yeah. See, that's once again, it's not you finding capoeira. Capoeira finds you.
Exactly. Yeah.
You come across this game, and then just your uncle sees this thing, like,
yeah.
He may not have known that you had found this art and that you were interested in it, but it was so bizarre. The universe puts that in his path, which then allows him to bring that to you, and it's
the stars that aligned.
Yeah, and I love that.
Like I told Mestre, man, you started the breadcrumbs for a lot of people from our generation. Started the breadcrumbs, and it was still give me some signals where I had to go. And then the breadcrumbs became more signs, and the breadcrumbs became chunks, and then the chunks became more like bigger chunks, then formed a bread, and then now I'm eating capoeira every day.
Exactly.
Eating capoeira every day, and then I saw capoeira everywhere in video clips and movies and commercials, and I was like, damn. I'm so happy that I'm doing this beautiful art, the Brazilian art, capoeira. So now, 29 years later, I still doing this with a lot of passion, and having my own school and having students under me that's also teaching capoeira. Another student of mine, she's going to celebrate her 20th anniversary. She's training capoeira 20 years. With me. That's so bizarre, and next year, and next year I'm going to celebrate my 30th anniversary in capoeira. It's like, what? It's so bizarre.
Bizarre. No, I can totally relate. And yeah, it kind of hit me the other day. So I was at an event, one of the groups that we have here, just celebrated their 20th anniversary. And then, the school that I'm kind of, I guess, affiliated with, they also recently celebrated 20 years, and I was kind of thinking about it, and I was like, oh well, like, how long have I been doing this? And I was like, oh, wait a second. Next year is going to be 20 years, and it's just crazy, man, to me. And then a lot of my friends that started around the same time that I did are now contramestres, and some of the people that I've kind of, I don't know, kind of quote unquote kind of help guide it and stuff. Like, some of them are becoming professors and stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah, yes.
And it's so weird. It's I still feel like, I still go to a class or something, and I still feel like a beginner. But it's like no, you have to have some some confidence in your skills. Once again, I don't do the flips and all that stuff like that.
No, but that's not important.
But I know how to. I'll watch a game, and it's like, oh, it's still kind of funny to see, like, watching newer people play, and maybe even even people that maybe have a couple of years in, and you just kind of watch them play, and you keep having these thoughts of, oh, like, man, you totally would have died right there. Like, like you don't. It's always funny watching the beginners because they're just, they're so happy. Oh, I'm doing capoeira. Everything is great, and they're just kind of moving, and you're just like, you don't know how many armadas you almost ate, and how many
sometimes damn, like that.
But they're just kind of going along. Okay, everything's fine, and it's like, thank goodness that this person that you're playing is skilled enough to not kick your head off.
Not kick your head off. Yeah, man, I've seen so many head rolls. Man, I was like, sometimes I had to pick off the head up. Here's your head, man. Damn. Be careful next time. Shit.
Oh yeah.
Be careful. What's your rank in capoeira? Are you blue belt or higher?
Yeah. So I am an instructor. Kind of like
right?
you. Say again.
Blue, right?
Yeah.
Blue?
Yeah. So I'm part of the United Capoeira Association.
Yeah.
And you've actually talked with on your show. You've had Mestre Recruta and Mestre Brizuro. They're part of our group, and So I like you. I inherited a group. I had only been in capoeira maybe like a year when it's kind of a long story with my instructor. He kind of disappeared. He would kind of go away and come back, and kind of all these kind of things. And at the time, there was me and there was one other guy, and he had, I don't know, maybe 6 months more capoeira training than I did. Yeah. And when our instructor would disappear, it's like, well, who's gonna run class? And it's like, well, the senior guy should run the class.
Yeah.
But we would look at him, and he'd be like, no, like, I'm not interested in doing that. and so it would come to me, and I was like, well, I mean, I did karate for a few years, so I mean, I don't know a whole lot of capoeira, but we can do some karate drills. So I kind of was doing this capoeira karate hybrid and stuff. So it's like, okay, like we'll do a dringa, and then we'll just do like front kicks and stuff up and down the floor. And so I kind of mixed in things, and then my instructor would come back, and we would kind of go back and forth. And as kind of the years went on, kind of more and more, I took up kind of the leadership role in running the group. And during kind of all this time, then we were kind of officially part of the UCA, and eventually Mestre Accordion, Mestre Swelly, and I gotta show off my Mestre Swelly shirt.
Yeah, I've seen it, man.
I just love her so much. And actually, side tangent. So I recently interviewed one of the professoras that's out here, and I was telling her how one time Mestre Swelly called me, and I couldn't answer the phone at the time, but I looked at my phone, and it's like Mestre Swelly, and I'm like, why is Mestre Swelly calling me?
Yeah.
And so, of course, I listened to the messages as soon as I could, but this is probably maybe almost 10 years ago, and I still have the voicemail on my phone.
Wow.
I'm like, this thing is not I thank the stars for the cloud, because if I switch phones, I still have that message. I was like, this sucker is not getting deleted. No way, no how. And it wasn't for anything, big time or anything, but I was just like, Mestre Swelly called me. Called me specifically. So, but we kind of eventually officially became part of the group, and so I was kind of running the school, and eventually I moved away, and kind of all these things, and kind of quote unquote changed mestres and stuff, but because I haven't really had a I guess, a kind of a day-to-day consistent connection with a particular school or a particular mestre. That's why I would say kind of quote unquote am not a graduated student yet.
Okay.
But you know, it's part of it. Part of me is like, oh, like, man, you know, like all my friends are contramestres and stuff now. And it's like, I'm still an instructor. And it's like, part of me is kind of feels, I don't know, something about that. And then the other part of me is like, it's just, you know, it's just capoeira. I just get to do it. I get to have fun with it. And you know, as well as being a teacher, being a student, and just enjoying the ride, enjoying the journey. And, you know, it'll happen when it happens. And if it doesn't happen, that's okay too. As long as I still get to, you know, get in the roda and still get to grab the berimbau and do my thing, then, you know, it doesn't matter the title.
No, your time will come.
Yeah.
Even though your friends might be contramestres whatsoever, I've seen many people around me as well that they started capoeira way after me, became mestres. There are mestres already mestres. And they became mestres when I was professor, you know. So yeah, there you have it. And because we as capoeira, we don't have like a big organization. Every school can do basically whatever they want. There's their own school rules and philosophy, and yeah, to me, of course, it's an honor to have a rank or have a title or belt in capoeira. But capoeira doesn't need cordas. Capoeira needs people who play capoeira with their hearts. The connection, you know, that's the most important. And if you just do your thing and do your work, your time to become professor is around the corner, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It will come.
And kind of one of the things when I talked to my mestre, I was like, so there was kind of a period where when I moved to Texas, I thought about trying to kind of get a group going and stuff like that, but there's a number of other capoeira schools out here, and I didn't want to quote unquote compete with the other schools, because it's like, okay, well, this school has a professor running it, this school has an actual mestre, and it's like, here I am, not even kind of really quote unquote an official instructor. Like, what am I going to do? But eventually I got to a point where I was like, I want to kind of recommit myself to capoeira and just get back into training and things like that. So I went to my mestre, and I was like, you know, I want to get back in. I want to maybe potentially try and, you know, get a group going eventually and that thing. And at the very least, I need to get some blue in my cord. And, you know, if you so see me worthy to at least let me move up to that. Because, I mean, I was a yellow cord for 10 years. So it's like, you know, I at least want to have some blue, and then if I never get another rank, that I don't care, but at least let me get that.
The blue one. Yeah.
So you know, once so he was like, yeah, you know, you've been in this for a long time. You've been doing the work. So yeah, let's go ahead and get you promoted, and then, you know, get you on that path. And so I got that a few years back, and you know, with the intention that, you know, I still want to keep going, but, you know, life and everything gets in the way, and he's in a different state, so I can't make it out there as much as I would like. So, you know, we're still working on it, but I at least got to the point that I wanted to get to. So, you know, if anything happens after that in the future, great. If not, you know, no biggie. So.
Which mestre UCA are you?
Mestre Beringella is
okay.
Is my
I don't know him.
My guy. He's in Colorado.
Okay.
So we've had kind of sort of the same kind of path in that he for a long time he was kind of a capoeira nomad, and that he didn't really have kind of a home for a long time, and I was kind of the same. And
Yeah.
since there are no UCA schools here, I kind of went to him and was like, hey, this is, I kind of need a mestre, and he was willing and able to take me as his little Jedi Padawan.
That's a Padawan. Yeah, man.
So yeah, we just need to. I need to work on getting a more regular communication with him and do my thing. But like I said, with training multiple martial arts and having a podcast and work and life and all that, just things just don't aren't happening in the way that I had planned, but they're working in the way that they need to work. So. I just
That's what counts.
go with the journey and kind of go from there. So I like that. So looking at the time, like I say with all my guests, there's so many things I want to get into.
I know, man. I know.
We don't have time for everything. As much as I would love a 15-hour show, we can't we can't do that. We'll definitely have to get you on for part 2 and 3 and 12 and all that stuff.
No problem.
But I want to, let's see, we kind of touched a little bit on the teaching. I want to kind of touch a little bit more on that. For the teaching part, is that something that you were always interested into? You kind of mentioned you're kind of thrown into it a little bit, but have you always had the desire for teaching?
No. No, but I have to say, because I got thrown into it in Capoeira, I started to study sports. How to teach, and but I've learned a lot with that, but also in Capoeira as well, how to teach and how to present yourself in front of people. And also, okay, you are standing in front of people. Okay, so make sure that people are listening to you, but not in a way that you're like a drill sergeant. So what I do or what I have is more like a natural authority. So I'm not like, I'm not like that. I don't even like that. But I joke around. But when it's time to get serious, I'm serious. And people know that, and works with kids, with, adolescents, adults, because that's who I am. And, to be thrown into teaching, to lead a group at such a young age, you mature quite fast. It can be a good thing, but can also be your Achilles heel. You know what I mean? Because you start to develop maybe too fast for your age, and you're not learning stuff the right way, in the right pace. But here I am, and I love teaching. I love learning. I'm curious. I love to teach people, whether it's capoeira or sports. I work at a gym. I'm a personal trainer. So yeah. Now it's my profession to teach. Yeah, now I'm loving it. But in the beginning, I was like, no, man, I don't want to teach. I don't want the responsibility. But now I kind of love my job. Basically, it's formed me who I am. It helped me a lot. It opened a lot of doors. It closed some doors, but it opened many more doors, and many more to come.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. Yeah, I never. I guess I've always had an interest in teaching, but I never was the personality type for that. I would always very, very shy and very just kind of closed off, and to kind of I think when I started Capoeira, if you would have kind of told me, oh yeah, well, you're going to be the one leading the whole, like, you're going to be in the at the running the beating bow and singing in Portuguese. Like, if you would have told me that when I started, that I was going to be doing that, I don't know what drugs you're taking, but
I
there's
know,
no
right?
way. But yeah, there was times I was leading the Horda,
Yeah.
and it's crazy to think that would ever be a thing that, one, I would do, and two, I'd be interested in doing it, and but
Man,
it gets a
we are
hold of you. It gets a hold
yeah,
of you.
as capoeiristas, we are multitasking kind of people, man. We are doing a lot of stuff together, and especially when you're not Brazilian, you're playing an instrument that you've never played before, singing in a language that you might not understand, clapping, maybe leading a roda, pay attention to the roda, pay attention to the game. It's like multitasking. It's quite a feat what we are capable of. You know, we're fighters, we're dancers, we're philosophers, we're musicians. Man, we are craftsmanship. We does the you know. It's crazy that a sport, quote unquote, sport, has so many things to offer. Oh, you're kind of injured. You can walk, come to class, and start playing the beating bow. Grab an instrument. You know, you can do that. You're not really into training mood today. Okay, just come to the class. Just sit in the bateria, play some music, or teach a song, whatever, or just help around a little bit. Because there's always something to do in capoeira. There's always something to offer. Every bit of this and that. Yeah, if you are more into acrobatics, do that. You know, if you're more into the fighting aspect of capoeira, tremosa bento grande. You know, so there's a lot of this and that for anyone a little bit. You know, and I think that everyone can work with their own talent and bring everything together and learn from each other. Because in my classes, I don't specifically have beginner classes, intermediate class, or advanced. I throw all the bunch in one group because we can learn from each other. The beginners can learn, especially from the advanced, but vice versa as well. Because you know how beginners play. We just touched on that. You know, this is
100%.
all over the place, and sometimes they just throw a kick whenever they like, and it's up to us how to, you know, do the skiva or how to be careful when we play with beginners or with kids. You know, so that's kind of training for advanced people as well. So there's something for everyone. In the classes, and that's how I run things. And I'm not saying that's the best way. I'm not gonna say that, but that's the way that we doing around here, and it works. And when there's a lot of beginners, what I'm gonna do is split the group. You know, beginners over here, and you know, orange cord till I don't know, blue goes over there, and blue and higher goes way out there, and everyone has his own exercise to sequence to work with. Or maybe I put just the advanced at the bateria. They're gonna work the bateria skills, and beginners at intermediate just gonna train, or other way around, because beginners has to train the music as well.
Oh yeah,
I don't like
sure.
I don't like coming to groups and you come across a blue belt or purple belt and they cannot play an instrument and sing because they started too late, or they couldn't play an instrument because of the hierarchy. In my group, when you step into the capoeira, you get to know a lot of capoeira stuff. So also the instruments. I'm not gonna wait until you're 2-3 years in capoeira. No, all right, you just did the ginga. Okay, next time you grab a pandeiro, you grab a berimbau, because otherwise you have always the same people at the bateria, always the advanced people at the bateria, or me always leading the roda. No, sometimes it's just okay. You guys go figure it out. Grab a berimbau. Learn from your mistakes. I'm just gonna be a fly on the wall, and I'm just gonna jump in when necessary. But try to make your own mistakes. That's a training for me, because I like to have the leader harder and do my thing myself. No, that's my training. Okay, just let it go. You guys go. Grab the instruments, form a harder you know how to do, and try to lead the harder. You know, and yeah, that's I like to get involved with the beginners as well, and so they feel they're being part of the whole picture instead of just only the playing part, but also contribute to the music. And apart from that, also helping things out for the group, you know, helping out with workshops, demonstrations. If we have events, maybe you can pick some guests up, or maybe you can sit at the door for some people to sign in, whatever. So everybody can chime in, and that's the community.
Exactly.
That's really important. This is community, and that's how I roll my things here in the north, in the Netherlands.
Exactly. Yeah. It's important to get involved early and often.
Early, yeah.
I know for my game improved when I started getting into the music and getting into
exactly. That's what I'm yeah. Because when you're grabbing an instrument, or when you know what you're singing, just basic song, then your gears start to move more. The puzzle piece is just gonna fit. So, that's why we're doing this game. Or that's why we sing this song. And like you said, it can improve your skill in the game, because you're more cognizant about the fact that, okay, this is for this is for that, etc. So knowledge and it's really important for a beginner, when they step in a harda, learn those kind of stuff. Because I see so many groups, you see beginners, or there were beginners, and now they are like, higher chordas, and cannot sing and play an instrument, cannot play a required rhythm, and it's a pity.
Oh yeah, for sure. We famously had a Batizado event, and had a number of students that were getting ready to get promoted to advanced chord, and I mean they were literally about to come up onto into the Roda, and Mr. Accordion came and was like, play this rhythm, and they were all kind of, they all knew how to do it, but they were all kind of struggling. And he stopped all of, I guess there was about five or six of them, and he just stopped the whole event, and he was just like,
really,
look, you're not moving up.
Wow.
At least not until I see some improvements. You need to be able to do this rhythm. You need to be able to do these things.
Yeah.
Before you've been doing this too long to not know how to be able to do this right now.
True, that's true.
So he stopped the whole thing. Said,
wow.
You're not going to get promoted. There was two different events that were kind of like right next to each other, like about a week or two in between each other. He was like, we're going to stop this here.
Yeah.
You've got 2 weeks. You're going to show up at the next event. If you don't know how to do these things at the next event, you're not getting moved up. And sure enough,
they were like,
we're all looking at each other like, is this really happening? Like we already had the event started and everything.
Yeah. And he was like, nope.
And then actually the same thing happened. Actually, well, sort of similar happened to me a few years later. I was supposed to get bumped up to my advanced chord, and the mestre was just like, it wasn't that I was lacking, but it was just like I needed a little more face time with the mestre, and he's like, I don't want to like bum you out or anything, but it's like I'd really like to have a little more time with you before we move you up. And So yeah, sure enough, right before I was supposed to, he still let me go out and play, and I got to play Professor Melandro and them, but I still got to play, but yeah, I didn't get moved up, and yeah, I was a little bit like
of course you were bummed out. Yeah, of course,
but it wasn't my time, and you know, in hindsight, I'm glad that it didn't happen. So yeah, it happens when it needs to. So
exactly. Sometimes things happen for a reason, you know, and
exactly.
It will come. It will come eventually.
Exactly. All right, so we are going to go ahead and move into what I call our lightning round here. I got a few little questions here as we head towards wrapping up. You know, like I mentioned, there's so many topics that we want to get into, but we just don't have the time for that. But we'll press on here. So the first question being, do you have a favorite technique?
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's like picking the favorite child, but
yeah, exactly. I think things with Vingativas.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
Yeah, that comes in my head right now. With Vingativas, because he can do so many things with Vingativas, man.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, I was just at one of the events I was at recently. One of our guys. Caught one of the mestres with a Vingativa, and it was and we're just like, holy, how did that happen?
Let's go.
So it was very nice. All right, next, well, since we don't have katas and forms and things like that in Capoeira, we'll skip that. But the next one that we have here is, do you have a favorite weapon? Yeah. I know we don't really use weapons in Capoeira so much, but just in general, do you have any kind of weapons that you like?
Well, I like, and that's really apart from Capoeira. We go now into more like the Budo martial arts. I like nunchucks.
Very nice.
Nunchucks because, you know, Bruce Lee. I had nunchucks when I was a kid. And my uncle, the same uncle, he built me some nunchucks back in the days. First with foam, and then the second one with from wood. And I knocked myself out constantly. I bumped my head, in my nuts, you know.
So I don't have any nunchucks now.
No, exactly.
I can't. I got dangerous enough stuff around here as it is.
Yeah, nunchucks and another weapon I love to see, but I hold it only once. Is the sai.
Oh yes, very nice.
Yeah,
very
because
nice.
The sai is so. It's a beautiful weapon to see, and the nunchucks and the sai.
Very nice. I like it. All right. Next question: if there's anyone that you could train with, living or dead, fictional or non-fictional, who would that be?
Oh. Well, I would really love how it was to train with Master Bimba. With Capoeira. Fictional, I think it has to be a Jedi, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Teach me some force. Exactly. Teach me some force so I can wreck fools. Let's go.
Yeah. I wish I had some Jedi powers when I'm on the couch and I can't reach my drink. I wish I could just kind of give me that. I like it. All right. Last question. What is something that always motivates you to train, and or something that you want to put out to motivate others to train? So I typically use the example of the movie Rocky IV when he's out there in the snow and he's running and he's chopping the wood and lifting the rocks and all that stuff like that. I see that scene and I'm just like, hey, I want to get out on the mats and get ready to train. So, what is something like that for you, and or something that you want to put out there to motivate others?
Most time when I feel like, okay, I haven't done anything or my body starts to feel a little bit aching, that's my motivation part. And or sometimes when I'm scrolling on social media, I see something new and I want to try it out, whether it's capoeira or something different from movement or fitness stuff, gymnastic stuff. I'm just gonna try to work it out and use it as my motivation. And for other people, just try to move, because sometimes you have a plan in your head, but everyone got a plan until you get punched in the mouth. Sometimes
Exactly.
sometimes you just have to move. And because sometimes when I'm planning, okay, so I'm going to work out, or so I'm going to clean my house. Not most of the time it won't happen. Most time when I'm just going to move, just going to play around, and things happen, you know, because you cannot. People sometimes ask, "Oh, I have no motivation to train," or I don't know how to start. Just start, because you cannot steer a parked car. You have to start the car, and then you can move the car. Then you can steer the car. A parked car you cannot steer. So if you just sit all the time, things that is not going to fall in your lap. So just start. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you want to write a book, just grab a paper, a pen, just start writing gibberish. It doesn't matter if it's the story or not, just start writing. If you want to be maybe an inspired director, film director, just get your phone or get a camera, just gather some friends and start rolling. And then an hour later, cut and start to edit some things. Just start. When you want to train, you don't know how, start. But I don't know how. Just start. Just move around. If you know capoeira, start with ginga, start with cocorinha, esquivas, and then your body start to warm up, and then you do some crazy stuff. If you want to start fitness, start with push-ups, start with pull-ups, start with, I don't know, or lunges, squats, easy. And just 5 or 10 minutes, it's okay. But you have to start. Because if you start, then you're going to be your own motivation. Got to be your own motivation, you know. Just start, you know, and yeah. But don't do drugs, kids. Don't start with drugs.
Exactly.
Don't start, you know. Don't do those kind of stuff. But
Exactly.
yeah, disclaimer. But yeah, just that, and you know, I'm really romanticizing. I know, because sometimes I'm in a state of mind. I don't want to, because you know, things, life, and kids, blah blah blah. But it's all excuses. We can do stuff, and just move, just start moving. You know, if you've never done sports, and you want to train, just walk, just do a hike. Maybe not hike, just walk, just 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and come back another day again. You know, so then you start to get more the feeling, the structure, and that's with everything, man. Just start. So for all those Padawans out there, just reach out your hands and just try to move your object, and maybe it will move, maybe not, you know, so just start.
Exactly. Exactly. Very well said. I love it. All right. So we are at our final piece of business today, and that is the shameless self-promotion. So you can go ahead and plug anything that you want, or if there's anything that we haven't covered that you wanted to say, you now have the floor, and then we'll close out from there.
I have my own podcast, Capoeira Talk, Story Beyond the Roda. You can just find it on your pods. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other pods out there. So check that one out. I'm on Instagram. I have 2 accounts. My personal account, Espirito Bernardo, and my group account from my capoeira group, Ginga da Alma, Grupo Ginga da Alma. And you can follow me there, or follow my group. You can follow my podcast. And yeah, let's connect.
Very nice.
Let's connect.
Yeah, I will make sure to get those links in the show notes and such. And since now that we're doing video, I will try and put some things on the screen here. I'm gonna
Cool.
working on my video editing skills.
Nice.
So hopefully I can put in some nifty things here. But yeah, I mean, muito obrigado. Thank you so much for being on, and
thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be able to get your story and share it with the followers and get to talk and meet with you. We're definitely gonna have to do this again and get into more stuff. There's so many stories that came up that I was just like, oh, I want to talk about that. I'd like to talk about that. Oh,
I know how it is, man. I know how it is. Sometimes you have to do a follow up.
So yeah, we'll definitely be in touch and do this again. And once again, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to be on, and I'm looking forward to sharing your story.
Thank you for having me. It's quite a different experience to be on the other side of the mic. So it's also refreshing, and you're doing really great. And I picked some nuances. Oh, maybe I can use this too.
Well, let's share some tips and one of the things. So just a quick side tangent. So one of I was listening to one of your episodes, and you were talking about how you were recording with someone, and then it didn't record, and that just broke my heart so much because I don't think that's happened to me yet, but I know how crushing that feels when you just have this great conversation, and then it's like, it did record. It's like,
the first time that happened with Contramestre Espirito, and he told me so personal, deep stories, and Zoom just didn't record it. And I was so infuriating, and that's why I'm not going to use Zoom anymore. So I'm now going to try something different. I've won a couple of with Muito Tempo. But yeah, it was, and the same thing happened with Amen as well. Zoom didn't want to record the session and was like, shit, man. I'm not, I'm not gonna invite him against, it didn't record, so we have to do it again. No, so I had to be creative and just took my phone and just record with the screen. I had to do something, so that's why it was only 20 minutes, but better 20 minutes than nothing at all,
Exactly. Yeah, we'll have to talk offline about some tips and tricks and things like that. So once again, just thank you so much, and we will we'll do this again real soon.
Right, let's go, man. Thank you, man. Obrigado.